Yes, sir. Y'all already know who it is. Y'all know where we at. It's your boy MP here as always. Thank y'all for tuning in to another wonderful, exciting. It's about to blow your mind because black people are always find episode of Live from the Couch podcast. Of course, I got my man to the right,
Mr. Greg.
And the lady of the couch,
Candace Joy.
And the videographer with the most,
Brit Brat.
And thank y'all for tuning in. Again, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that button. It's all on all our videos. It'll be like subscribe and all that special stuff, so y'all can get all the notifications, be ready whenever we drop these videos on our YouTube channel, Uneducated Genius, okay, and of course on all our streaming platforms. For those who don't really like to look at YouTube, it'll be like, my eyes, I can't see, but I can hear. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify. So if you can't see, you can hear us, but if you can't hear us, you better see us, and if you can't do both, I'll be at your funeral.
We're also on Twitter, LFTC _podcast.
Oh, we do have Twitter. I forgot about that. And make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at LFTC Podcast as always. And anything else you want to say, Candace, since you I'm just fucking with you.
I'm good. Jesus.
So how's everybody feeling, man? We still in quarantine. We still having our fun.
Feeling quarantined.
We're still having fun under the light because ain't no sun outside. Because if we go outside, we might get shot by the law. Only black people. White people, you're safe. So how's everybody been feeling?
It's actually sunny outside.
It's very sunny today in California.
Really nice, guys.
In Southern California.
Yeah. I don't know where. I don't know. Mike, have you been outside? You haven't.
I have. I took myself to the trash can.
Okay. He took he just be talking. But
right.
I don't think you'll get shot. Just make sure, you have your mask.
Thank you, Sherlock Candace.
So just thought I'd come behind Mike and say that.
Why is she a detective because of that comment?
Because of
he got to say something. So.
Ooh, that's what we on.
So yeah.
Instigator.
Just can we?
Come on, man. Just gotta have
do the thing.
Candace having her. Okay, she having her Candace moment. Okay,
no,
I'm just playing. I just want to let y'all know. I absolutely.
Funnier.
Whoa, that was a good ass one right there, boy.
Damn.
Right,
help me up.
She says.
That's what I'm talking about. I just want to let y'all know I absolutely love Nador Candace. She is a very beautiful, insightful woman. So I want y'all to think like I just hate her. I absolutely love.
She's like me.
Like honestly, if you listen to her speak when she's not reading, it's like
a brother sister.
Adoring.
It's a brother sister.
When I'm not reading, what do you mean?
Absolutely. It's like that's the.
Oh, sorry. See.
So,
how dare you not get the joke?
Darn.
See, that's it. It's like, boy, that don't make sense. Be quiet. That's what you're supposed to say. It's like, wait, hold on. Let me pull out Webster's dictionary. Those words you put together did not make sense.
If you have to tell people how they have to take your joke, then.
Right. But see, the thing is, I realize it's just y'all. Most people get my joke, so it's like.
No, so then you're good.
Right, but that's it. That's all you're supposed to do.
You're good.
We're real with you.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. With y'all, it's a classroom. Wait, teacher. That didn't make any sense.
We're just giving you a diagram so you can go and make the other people laugh.
But see, honestly, when it comes to that, it's some people I'm just not gonna make laugh, and it's like, all right, I'm sorry.
That's cool.
Yep, that's
okay. I mean, you make me laugh.
So I think that sounded. I make most people laugh, but
was that about to?
He was about to say pause. He was about to say no homo.
I had to catch myself
because he makes you laugh.
Wow.
I
saw a meme that said if you take naps and you a nigga then you gay.
Yeah, hey, that shit was funny as hell.
I did see that.
It's like,
why is a nigga gay because he taking naps? That's funny as hell to me.
First of all, if you want a grumpy ass man, sure. By all means.
Yeah. Wait, so y'all took that very literal?
She wasn't trolling. She was.
I believe. But see, okay.
No,
then maybe that's
I think
the
that
difference
one was
I
trolling.
joking.
I've seen some.
But I've seen some ones that
seen
weren't trolling that are still ridiculous. Like the one that was famous where the guy said that if you hold an umbrella, you're gay. And so, that one was real. He really said it.
He really said that.
If you hold an
umbrella.
That's funny as hell. So he just gonna always be a wet head nigga.
Right. That's why I was like, well,
stinky. I guess.
Like, wait, how is he stinky?
Rain. If you're
wet,
sitting in the rain.
You're wet.
Mildew.
Wet and dirty.
Oh, got
mildew,
you. Got
your clothes.
He definitely
wet and dirty.
no hose.
Definitely don't mix.
No umbrella, no hose. That's all you gotta say.
So
sure. Yeah, but yeah, no, there was.
Gentlemen, just do you.
Right.
But I like those jokes. Those are funny as hell. Because like if you really think,
It's funny if they're not serious. If they're serious, it's not. Speaking
of jokes and gender roles, this is kind of like a thing that's like a hot topic, really quick. For Drake,
you said that so smooth. Like it's like you got to show. It's like okay, guys, with jokes and serious.
That's how.
We're on a podcast.
That's how.
I
know, but like
that's what. I think
that's why. Part of the reason we're here is because we sound like that.
Yep.
But see, no, I don't. Mine don't be like, yeah. So it was a joke. Like I was like,
anyway,
okay,
Gary.
Anywho, no. Drake had
as the
an interview.
smoothness was ruined.
Drake had an interview
Candace never
where
on
he
my
said,
side.
where he the interview person had said something like I don't know what the question was, but his answer was along the tune of he collects. Oh no, that's what it was. She said, "Do you collect anything?" And he said, in the most Drake way, can't do it. I can't do it. But he said he collects Birkin bags. And okay,
what?
That's
it's
fine.
like the fancy designer brand.
Yeah, Birkin bag is like a Birkin is the most expensive, and it's one of the only like purses that appreciate. So like it's something that like increases in value. So yeah, so they're really
purse?
Nice. Yeah, it's basically purse.
There's like a tiny
purses.
one this big for $35,000.
Yeah,
It's a woman's purse.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically they use like the finest materials. Blah, 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 and,
35,000.
35.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
this yellow
no,
one.
they
that's
get
Do they
up
get
there.
the material from Africa?
Probably. Who knows?
Okay,
Most likely.
you got to find them.
But yeah, so anyway, he says he collects Birkin bags for his future wife. Which I think, no, don't do that. That is dumb.
That
it's
is
dumb.
so nice.
It's stupid.
What if she don't
That
want
is
Birkin
nice.
bags?
Drake
Thank
does
you.
that?
Thank you. That's what he said. That
What
was
if
the
she
excuse.
don't want
Here's my
Birkin
thing.
bags?
Here's my thing. Collecting Birkin bags, not even a thing. Cool.
he wear them?
Had he said, I collect Birkin bags because I feel like, it's part of history, it's the only thing that appreciates, because
cool.
he said all that, and then he said, I don't know, I'm just collecting for my future wife. Like, I think that was the most Drakeiest thing to say, because it was almost like, I want people to do that, what you just did.
Wait.
And I'm like, first of all, there's no telling that your wife is even gonna like Birkin bags.
Facts.
Two, you're buying multiple of them, so it's not even like, oh, well, I bought this black Birkin bag for you. Oh, she might pretty much like this. It's like a 75% chance. He's buying like 10 and 20, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's like, well,
Maybe he just likes the bags.
that's probably what it is. And that's why I said on Twitter, I was like, I collect black Barbie dolls. Cool. But I didn't have to come up with
They
an
appreciate.
excuse. Right. I didn't have to come up with an excuse to do that. I didn't have to be like, yeah, I'm collecting black Barbie dolls because in the future, my little girl, she can go want to play with them. I'm like, no. If you want to collect it, you want to collect it. But it's the gender, I think. He said it because I feel like people would have been like, why are you collecting purses?
I'm finna ask. I know what makes you collect black Barbie dolls.
It was something that just kind of like, I don't know. It was a limited edition, and it was Cinderella. It was a Cinderella.
I remember that one.
It was a black Cinderella. That was the first one I think I got, and then it was one of those things where we were in FAO Schwartz, as a matter of fact, in New York when I was on the Cosby Show. And my mom was just like, oh my God, it's like a special edition. And in my head, I was looking at special edition anything. I was like, if it was rare, I wanted it. That's like how I thought. So literally, I was just like, oh wow, that's cool. And I never wanted to play with it. I just wanted to display it.
Them.
Yeah, no.
And like literally, that's just how it started. And I think from now on, I think I have over 25.
But see, that used to be like because I used to want to collect them, but I just played with them because I wanted to
and
them.
then
But
knowing
I
the
did
black Barbie dolls too,
and that used to be like a big thing. Do people still do that?
Yeah, and that's the thing is that the black Barbie dolls have those versions that are the most limited because you don't really get them, in the mainstream. Now you do more than ever,
Yeah.
but back in the 90s, it was like you never saw the black Barbie doll in the doctor's outfit, like ever. So that was what I started.
But
yeah.
Candace, why was it when you when he said about the Drake? Why is that sweet? A guy collecting a bunch of purchases.
Not
for his
what
wife?
he was collecting, just the thought. But I said that in thinking like just a proactive thought of collecting something for your future wife. Right. What he's collecting is a bit random, you know. Mm-hmm. Right. But like,
it's the concept.
It's the
and
concept
the
of like thinking of your future wife. That is what's sweet, not necessarily what it was.
What he's doing,
because it could have been something like I don't know, something just like more thoughtful, not even with any monetary value to it.
Exactly.
Something
That
you
would have
could
made
just-
more sense to me, in my opinion, where it's like,
But-
I feel like the
when you're
Birkin bag
rich, they
collecting
don't
is
do
like,
stuff like that, do
that's
they?
so hollow to me.
But I think,
don't know.
but I like
It
you
has no
said,
personality.
But I think, like you said,
Zero.
it's Drake, so it comes off as the Drakiest
Exactly.
thing.
That's what I said. I was
Because it's
this
like,
is-
wait, first of all, Drake, you didn't even want no one to know you had a baby mother. The fact that you're buying purses for your wife is like,
that is true.
it's
I
hard
didn't
to,
think
it's
about
hard
that.
to, and the thing is, I wouldn't want to say that. he ain't doing it.
But we know why he didn't want anybody to know about his baby.
Right.
mama.
But it's like, it's hard, but with stuff like that, again, I'm not trying to say what he's feeling, but it's hard to conceptualize and put together, like, he's buying for his, oh my God, he's going to be this type of guy. And it's like, but, like, look at the past, but that's interesting. That is very interesting. Damn.
Yeah. But yeah,
interesting.
collect limited edition
25.
black merchandise.
That's a lot. You're gonna have a lot of money if you ever sell them.
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of the things that's probably just growing.
Black
It's like
Barbie
I have a extensive for that. I have the complete Bernstein Bears books edition collection. I have a complete Goosebumps collection.
He's ready
all
for
of them.
kids.
Oh, so ready.
I only have the Harry Potter hardback collection.
I have
Comes
Harry
like in a
Potter
little
hardback
case.
I have Harry Potter softback in
Me
there.
too. It doesn't come in a case though, like the hardback.
Yeah, no, they don't. But I mean, I got the Harry Potter softbacks like as they came out.
Me too.
So that like,
Someone
they
gifted
wouldn't
me the
have had a
hardback
case.
collection. He got it from his mother. He had no interest in Harry Potter, and he knew I loved Harry Potter, so he just gave it to me. And that's like worth $300
Yeah.
more probably. He just gave it
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
no,
That
those
is
hardback
such
books
a
are
sweet
Rich.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a white guy? Oh, fuck
It was in high
Always
school.
be so sarcastic.
Say what?
Jesus.
It's like it's like
Very
how he
precious to
speaks.
me, though.
I know.
It's how he speaks. But yes,
Wait. What? Why the what?
she said something about you being sarcastic all the time, and I said that's how he speaks.
What's wrong with saying that was a sweet guy?
You're sarcastic.
I mean, I was when I found out it was a white guy.
Okay, so why are you asking a question?
No, because I'm like, well, how was I being sarcastic by saying?
I mean,
oh,
you
this
know, you just admitted that you were being sarcastic. How are you gonna ask?
No,
how
I didn't
was
know.
being sarcastic.
But no, before she said it was a rich white guy, I was like, oh, because I was gonna.
No,
be
she wasn't talking about that. She was talking about when you were being sarcastic
What was I being sarcastic?
about the white guy. You just said it.
Moving right along.
No. But no, see, I don't think you. I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know she heard. I didn't. She said it so low, so I didn't think.
I don't understand.
Never mind, man.
Okay.
All right. In the streets right now. Whew,
In the
damn, y'all
streets.
just fucked me up with that one. So, Kenya. This woman has a. In the streets right now, Kenya Barris dropped his new show. Kenya Barris. Ain't it Barris?
The Bears.
Bears? Oh, my bad. I thought it was Burrs. Bears. Kenya Barris. Okay. Kenya Barris dropped his new episode.
Just because you're pronouncing someone's last name correctly doesn't mean you have to be all,
This white accent.
Wait, what?
proper with everything else you say. But go ahead.
I know.
Don't look at me. I didn't say nothing.
Go ahead.
Kenya Barris recently dropped his new episode on Netflix called #BlackAF. In the black community, it is called Black as Fuck. There has been news and
That's
different.
Everyone calls it black as fuck.
Well, no. In the Caucasian community of
No,
yes.
they say black as fuck.
we've been saying Black AF
Who?
because if we say as fuck, that is pretty discriminatory towards the African American community.
I think as fuck is like universal. Just saying.
So yes, we will say Black AF because we love the black people. No, so yeah, Black as Fuck dropped this weekend. I watched all the episodes. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah.
Got into it?
The first episode, I watched it. So before I even watched it, I knew that it was going to be somewhat like Blackish, and then what had happened with him in ABC and all of that hoopla. So going into it, I was a little like skeptical. Overall, I think it's a decent show. It's literally like my timeline has literally been like split down the middle, but I just don't think that everyone has to agree. Like, it's just such a big deal. Like, if you like it, it's such a big deal. Like, if you don't like it, like, it's okay if you do. It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, no, it's like
It's okay.
it's like
because it's something. I feel like it has funny moments. Has like a lot of funny moments. The reason why people don't like it is because a lot of the reasons that people don't like it is because it should be called mix as fuck or like you have to have 3C hair in order to be in the show, and everybody in the family is like not. No one's like dark skin. Everyone's like beige and whatever and all of these things and problematic. But in the show they talk about these things, so I feel like a lot of people didn't even give it a chance. Like they may have watched like the first or second episode and was like, fuck this shit. But like if you keep watching it, the show, they literally talk about like the things that people are arguing about the show. Like they talk about it like on the show in a funny way. I can understand you may not like actors and how they act. That's fine. But I think that it's problematic when we start hating each other for liking stuff that you may not like. Like we were saying, gatekeeping, everyone feels like they have to be the master of what is black. And just because they are mixed just because they are mixed looking also doesn't mean they're not black as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then also Kenya Barris has one of many representations of black people in the media in general. One of many. Like, if it's not him, it's Tyler Perry that has to be the gatekeeper. It's like it always has to be like one type of black person, I feel like. And I feel like that's also problematic. When people feel like black has to be one certain way. They're clearly rich in the show. They mention it in the show. They talk about like all of these things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I just feel like it's loaded. It's always going to be loaded because
you just said, I don't know, and gave a great explanation.
we feel like we have to do this or this. Like we can't be a cultured people within our community. Like we don't just operate one type of way. We operate many types of ways. It's more healthy if we understand all of our differences within our community versus like, well, that's not black enough, or
I
that's
think
problematic. Things are always going to be problematic because someone's always not going to agree with a representation of what they think is blackish, because he says it many times in the show. This is my
But I don't think that's people's problem with the show, though.
I'm saying that's what I've been seeing. That's literally what people are saying.
But I think it's more so not really that this show represents that. It's more so that that's the only thing that's represented.
No,
it's not.
No, I'm just telling you what people have been seeing. That may be it too, sure. But I'm just saying people are saying this show. But both can be true.
But what I'm saying,
both can be true, though.
I feel like it's more so like when it comes to the show not being, I guess, black enough or whatever, the gatekeeping is there. But I think really what it is people are upset that anytime a show mentions that it's black or whatever, that's what you see. And that's why they're mad at Black as Fuck. That Black as Fuck was the show that decided to name itself Black as Fuck and still didn't deliver anything different than what we are always seeing. Hence mixed-ish, blackish, all of those shows, because they have the same looking cast. So it's not necessarily that this show, oh my God, it's not black enough. It's, fuck, how are you naming yourself Black as Fuck and you still did the same thing? It's not necessarily, it's like, I don't like your black. It's like, this is the same black we've been seeing and you just said Black as Fuck, but it's no different. Like I said, I was like just a little, I mean, yes, both can be said. I'm seeing more of that where on like my timelines where it's
same
like,
here.
Yeah, where it's like, yeah, okay, cool, you're Black as Fuck and that's great, but this is what we are always seeing. It's no different.
Do you all think that Black as Fuck was what he really wanted to do for ABC?
No. I think
no. Family is ABC. So
he knew what he was getting into.
Well, I read a few things, and one of them was an interview that he had did with I don't remember who, but one of the reasons why he parted with him is because of the things that ABC didn't want him to talk about, which is what he's talking about on Black as Fuck.
Probably.
So I don't know if y'all read. I don't know if y'all read the stuff, but Black as Fuck is basically kind of like a rated R-esque version of Blackish. And he even mentions Blackish in the show. I mean, I know you saw the episodes or whatever. So like, to me, watching it and reading the stuff that I read about it, to me, it's just kind of like this is a smack in the face to ABC. Like, I can make the show how I want it to anyway, and so here it is, and this is my version.
No,
and so I'm going to take it to
off
Netflix.
His life, though.
Yeah.
The show is based off his life.
Yes,
and
it
Bronish
is.
is
Did you see the show?
Bit based off.
Have
his
you seen the
life
show?
as well.
Yeah, a couple episodes. Yes.
Okay, it's based off of his life, but it's still a show. It's a mockumentary.
Right.
So he can't do the exact, obviously, show as BlackAF, but it has a lot of parallels, which is why I say he's doing another R-rated version of BlackAF.
But BlackAF isn't off his life though.
No,
it's a part.
No,
it's
I'm
not his
saying,
actual
I'm not
life.
saying
It's like
his
I think
life.
it's his
I'm saying
him
I'm
growing
talking
up or something
about
like
the
that. It does
I'm
have a
talking
part of his
about
life.
the show itself and the parallels. Not saying that both are about his life. I know BlackAF isn't about his life, but BlackAF is probably loosely based off of his life. It's just that Black as Fuck is like actually he's in it.
Close.
It's more close. So I believe BlackAF is loosely kind of based off conceptually his life, a Black man getting rich and moving into the suburbs. He's not obviously a music or a TV producer in BlackAF. He's he's not famous. He's just in advertising. But the concept of a Black person moving up and having to raise a Black family amongst all these white suburban people and maintain your Blackness and all of these different concepts and twerking and all of these things. They do the whole, in BlackAF, I don't know if y'all watch BlackAF, but in BlackAF they'll have, you don't?
I do.
Well, in BlackAF, they do the same thing that they kind of do in Black as Fuck, where they have like little segments of like history, and they'll like, correlate, the story with, well, back in history and da da da. They do that too. So it's a lot of like, you can tell that it was, all right, well, if you don't fuck with ABC because it's a little too PG, watch Black as Fuck on Netflix because they cuss, they say F-bombs, and it's a little bit more vulgar or whatever. But I like the show. I didn't hate it. I can see it's always going to be something that's like corny, ghetto. But how can you present a community without having all aspects of it? There are corny people in our community. There are ghetto people in our community. There are neglectful people in our community. Like, we're just like any other community. But because we are in the state that we are now in this country, we always have to be extra careful in how we present ourselves. We always have to be extra careful in how we critique ourselves, especially in public, which is a lot of stuff that people are also saying, like, you don't have to like the show, but why bash Black people, amongst all these white people? You know what I'm saying? White people don't do the same thing. White people are fine with not liking the same, but they have more of a monopoly over Hollywood and media, I guess you can say. I guess have a freedom in that aspect. But I feel like a lot of times we are cuckolded into, they talked about on the show, not being able to say anything, but also like, because you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to down nothing Black. You want to support everything. But then we don't want to criticize either or you do want to criticize because we have to be responsible for criticizing our own artwork. Again, like they mentioned that in the show as well. Like, instead of having white people always criticize everything that we do, we need to have a safe space in order to criticize our own art, which I think is very true.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because then you have shows like Insecure, right?
No. Yeah, no.
Very Black. You know what I'm saying? It's dark people. It's white people. It's 4C hair. A, B, C hair.
This ABC hair is hilarious.
But that's a real determinant on whether how your Blackness.
No. I totally get it.
As shallow as it is, but that's been a truth for as long as we've been in this country.
Facts.
Yeah, I think that I don't see a lot of people sort of bashing Black as Fuck for that. It's more so the fact that it's whatever you're trying to say is the Black as Fuck. We saw that is still not representative of another side of Black television that we don't see, and I think that's definitely for me more the issue with the show.
What would it be? Like, what should he do? Like, what would have been in order for it to be like more, Okay, I haven't seen that.
Because it's a very like Cracker Barrel.
No, okay, so
version
what?
of-
But like, I'm asking, like, okay, so
I know, but me
what
saying,
is it that
me
you're
saying
expecting?
that it's a Cracker Barrel version of a Black family is just telling you it should be the complete opposite. Like the sort of what's the word? The sort of like dichotomy that they have, where it's like you have the premise of Black families are only successful if we make it out in this way, and this is what it looks like, and it's usually caramel skin, and it's usually that, oh, I'm something like an entertainment producer, and it's usually something like we got all these cars and stuff, and that's the thing. And then there's always that ambiguous wife or ambiguous husband that doesn't quite know whether they're in touch with their Blackness or not, and we have to go through that episode. Then we have to also go through the episode of the kids having their identity checked by
That was
other
like
people.
episode 3.
Exactly. And I haven't even watched
But
the
see,
show,
these
and I can
ha-
tell
but
you,
see,
but
but
hold on,
that
hold on.
happens, though.
Right, but hold on, that's what I'm saying. I haven't even watched all of the episodes, and I can tell you that, and that's my point, is that it has
it's
nothing
predictable.
to do with, it has nothing to do with, oh, it doesn't show, the side that it's showing is bashed. No. This is not bashed. This is what we see all the time.
Especially
time.
from him.
So
When
what
he-
is
the
it
time.
that you? So my question is, what is it that you would prefer to see?
The opposite. The other
But
side of
what does
that.
it look like? I want like an example.
Regular,
like just like a regular. Like, did y'all ever watch?
State workers? He could be a garbage worker. It doesn't matter. It's blue collar.
Did y'all ever watch
Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like
Lincoln Heights?
Anything else?
No.
Yes.
I love that. It wasn't a
Yeah.
comedy, but he was a police officer. It was like
Right.
they were a regular family,
Exactly.
in like Lincoln Heights, California. California. Mhm. So that's something that I do miss. Like,
Yeah.
especially when it does come to Kenya specifically, you
But-
do see
but
that
he's
trend,
telling his experience,
and he's telling his experience.
and that's
we
the thing
also
is
know
that
what sells. Like,
And
Right.
that's what
they
my
talk
point.
about that on the show too.
And that was
She said, "You're riding the black wave," and she was like, "Well, why is that so bad?" You know what I'm saying? It's like a lose-lose. It's like, I mean, either way, people are going to tell their story. So
Yeah.
what we need is, because those stories exist, people who want to tell those stories exist of the regular Black family. Those are not the stories that sell, which is probably why we don't see them as much, in my theory.
Well, they don't sell because they're not told well. Because the issue is that most Black writers nowadays,
They talk about this on the show.
and I won't name any names, but most Black writers
itching him
nowadays
to say
feel
something.
that you have to have some sort of drama in order to sell a Black story. And the issue is that
They just don't know how to shoot it well without it.
We don't know how to tell a hero's journey because we were never told we were heroes.
Mm.
So therefore, you have to figure out a way to make this seem very fucking normal instead of having to always have us rise up and fucking out of the ashes like phoenixes because we've gone through some shit, or because we're so chastised, or because this. Sometimes I just want to see a show about a dude going to work and having a good family,
You know what?
and just
I feel
living
like we've
life,
had
and
this
then
conversation.
having his daughters and you know, go through normal high school stuff. Not about being Black, just normal high school stuff. She likes a boy. Maybe this boy is a jock and doesn't like her. You know, that type of shit. But no,
we see
don't
that
get
in white. We see that
And all the time.
Every show
All
on TV
the
is just like
time.
regular white people living
I
their
just saw
lives.
on Netflix, this freaking show popped up, and it's about 4 kids treasure hunting. And I'm like, okay, cool. That would be great if this cast had somebody Black in it. And the thing is that it does. And guess what she looks like? Kenya Barris. You know, so, and that's my issue, is that, you know, that people
You're
are missing the
so
point
right.
with why Black as Fuck is problematic. It's not problematic in a whole, but it's good for TV because we get seen and we get exposure in some way. But, however, it is
We
the
need
way
our
that is
regular
the
ass
accepted
stories
way.
told.
It is the accepted way, and we can't continue to perpetuate that we are only worthy of those stories.
But see, don't you think that that's a mirror? Sorry, this is my last little tidbit. Don't you think that's a mirror kind of to like how society is and how they treat Black people? We're either this anomaly, you know what I'm saying? And we have to be like,
definitely.
or we're like this poor, destitute, and and then white savior. We're never like just we are regular people. We have regular lives. We go to fucking work. We go home. We like people. We do drugs. We get off drugs. We drink. But you know, but when Black people are on drugs, it's a huge.
We get off
it's a
drugs.
huge thing. But when
That's a
white
good
people
one.
get on drugs, it's like, oh, you know, part of life. You know, they make it a part of life. But with us, it's like the whole black community is about to suffer because this one person got on drugs.
My thing with that is when you try to write to include people who have an ignorant mindset towards us and have a lack of understanding towards us. True. So therefore, like, I don't know, Brittany, one of y'all said it, it's like sales. So if I want to get a masses, I have to give some implements of ourselves, but make it understandable for the ignorant people. In a nutshell, best way to say it. So, what I honestly, I like the show more towards the end. It became more funny to me towards the end. But the thing is, I got his concept. But to like your point, Gary, which most of the point I've seen, it's you use the title "Black as Fuck," which to your point, Brittany, it sells. Wow, hashtag Black as Fuck. Oh, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna sell. But then to your point, Gary, it's okay. You're
a misnomer.
A what?
A misnomer.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, but it's your story. We get it, but in the grownish mixes, blackish type of way. Right. And see, and because I know that the show is a very basically a replica of, not verbatim, of Curb Your Enthusiasm, I got the comedy. I got what he was trying to do. Now, that comedy is hit or miss for me. It's enjoyable to watch, but it doesn't really get me like hilariously laughing. Like, it is not that funny to me. It depends on the jokes and how they flap, because I have a different type of humor. But I got what he was trying to say. What?
I said, we know.
So, but I got what he was doing with. Basically, he was just being himself. He uses certain titles that he knows will sell, but it's like to play on. So this is my life, but I'm gonna play on Black as Fuck, but it ain't really Black as Fuck. So it's almost like,
I think he knew exactly.
Yeah, no, he
everything,
is.
The
yes,
the filters, the scenes, the B-roll, every single thing catered to this generation. Oh my God, it was lovely. Like, I really wish I was a part of that crew. And I'm gonna go look up every single person who filmed it.
No, the shots.
No, I love.
It was shot beautifully. Like, I like the show overall. Is it hilarious to me? No.
No, it's just.
It's
nice.
regular. But again, I got his concept. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up.
Put Mike Epps on the show. That was a nice surprise.
But
no, I like
and then I like the episodes where it's like the battling, especially I think the one you hit on as far as gatekeeping black film and shows and like what we do, which is one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, is us gatekeeping our stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I kind of hit it earlier, is where honestly is it money or is it image? Both. And when I say is, when it comes to black image, and this is my belief, there's a money loss is because you're gonna exclude people because there are people who do not care to learn and understand. Like me, I didn't like Black as Fuck in the beginning, so like I don't watch Blackish. Only reason I'm not really into Blackish, it's not that funny, and it's really not my show of the mixed family in the suburbs type of thing. And I used to be a very ignorant person, like, man, that shit ain't really like, that's that whitewashed black shit. But I had to understand that is a different part of black life. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit. That's a different part of black life. And so in my life and way I grew up and what I've seen black life isn't the verbatim. Like, this is black life. And so I'm not going to bash the show. I know it's a great show. It's one that's been Emmy nominated. But just because it's something I'm not into doesn't mean, oh, this man is not doing
or
this.
that you should not support it or bash it or tell people not to watch
I'm not
it.
going. Like, I hear it's a great show. So like, if it's a great show, just because I'm just one man of a fucking 13, 15 million black people in the world, in America. So, but it goes to my point where, so it's money or image, where, like you say, Gary, if we shoot something of black people, we're just being regular folks like black people are, without this horrible image and stigma that white people have put on us hundreds and 200 years before, will it, one, is going to sell to, to the best of my ability, I'm going to say the average black person, if y'all get what I'm trying to say, like that image of the typical regular life, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Will it sell to that demographic? Will they accept it? Because you see with Black as Fuck, a lot of the backlash is coming from those that want to see dark-skinned husband, dark-skinned wife, dark-skinned kids, a dark-skinned reality. If that, that's basically a dark-skinned reality of black people.
Well, we're in the midst of a reprogramming, I think, because as much as people may not like the Kenya Barrises and the Tyler Perrys, they're breeding a whole new generation of black filmmakers who want to tell their stories by seeing this, like, it's black, but I want to, and then not only that, like Gary said, a lot of the times when we do see our black stories that may not be as whitewashed, they tend to be shot terribly. So it's
but
unfortunate.
And that's the thing, we can't look to be
I,
perfect.
Well,
right, but you have to look at also, like, a lot of times we don't get the same opportunities and all. There's a lot of factors to show why black people may not film necessarily the exact same as you will see white whatever. But you go on Netflix and you look at black cinema and you look at all these like little love movies and I look how they're shot and I hear the audio and it's just it's like bad.
Well,
I'm so upset because it could be shot so much better. Storylines could be a little better. It's like, I know that there are very abled black people who could tell these stories, and a lot of times these black people who could tell these stories don't tell these stories, and they choose to tell other people's stories.
Well, the thing is that Kenya Barris and Tyler Perry are not spawning a new wave of black filmmakers. Those black filmmakers have been there.
You don't think that
hold on. Those black filmmakers have been there. Okay. The thing is that's why black shows throughout history have looked like that. Okay. So that's always happened. The thing is that the media and also the demographic or the very niche demographic that the media controls when it comes to our community. Think about this. Why do you think that when a white guy goes and shoots up a mall, it's John Smith, family man, pastor, great member of the community, goes and shoots 7 people.
It's
blah,
a
blah,
polite
blah, blah.
racism.
And then when a black man will do that, it's known thug, and the guy probably got arrested when he was 13 for trespassing or something. And it's very much that in our communities that are displaced. Think about this: when you don't have money, okay, you can't watch cable. You don't have Netflix to watch Black as Fuck. So what are you watching? Okay, normal channels. All right, what's on our normal channels? Well, I know from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. they're showing Maury Povich. Okay, and what is presented on Maury Povich? Okay, so now
you are not the father.
Exactly. So now you have that community is used to seeing that. My version of black community and black family comes from Maury Povich and Jerry Springer and Dr. Phil and all those shows that play during the time where they know black families are home. And when those kids come home, let's put this on. So we know that on those channels, the channels that that's the only ones you can pay for, that's what you see. So the thing is that it has nothing to do with who's inspiring who or whatever. It's in the power of the people who are making these shows. If you are in that position and you are not making this show, that is the issue to me. Okay,
that's a good ass point.
And so for me, my thing is it's not on the young and upcoming filmmakers that have no footing. It's not on them to put out a different version of black family. It's not, because the thing is, like I said, if you go into independent showmaking, filmmaking, YouTube, whatever, all those creators, it's there. It's been there.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Think about this. What was that movie? Slight, that black film about the kid with superpowers. Did you hear about that? No. Why?
It was so good
because
the color joint.
Because it's looked down upon in that community. The people that support filmmaking and television, the people that drive it, a large demographic think you can't see a black person like that. I can't see a black person with superpowers. That's corny.
Feel that
my
way
God.
Too.
As a matter of fact, think about the way that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
that's literally what I'm saying. Like, literally think about the one that superhero movie that black people love, Hancock. Because Will Smith
hate that movie.
Huh?
Black people hate that movie.
No, they don't. No. Black people you talk to hate that movie, but largely, if you talk to
Hancock,
if you go around,
there's
I
other
guarantee
Black
you,
people
if you,
superhero movies.
And that's why I say
guarantee
the
you-
average.
right,
That's why I said
guarantee
determine
you,
the average black
if you
guy.
put
Yeah.
Hancock and MCU movies on a paper, 5 of them, pick any random MCU movie, and I guarantee you, if you go
Besides
around
Black
these
Panther.
blocks, I guarantee you, people are, Hancock, I love Hancock. Oh yeah, he was real. He was drinking and everything. That's how they think. And that is what's shown to us. And that's what my point is, that, yes, we don't think that way. And in our community, in our circle, it's so hard for us to say that, damn, black people really don't want, but I had to really take a step back and know that, no, that's really what black people like.
Yeah.
I had friends of mine that said, you watch superhero stuff? Ugh, like why? And it's not because they think it's nerdy or because they said, that's not real. I literally had friends of mine tell me that, like, oh, that's not real stuff, man. You need to watch something, go watch Belly or something. And it's like, but that's the only thing.
I used to be that way. That's why I say
that you're thinking about that is representative of black people. And so my issue is that the people in power are the people that need to change this. It's not on no new generation.
I think it's both.
Nothing.
I don't think it's
No,
I don't
because
think it's not. I don't think that definitely the people in power. Yes, but they ain't gonna do it. So it's like that's like waiting for justice as opposed to going.
But they don't let the people that
Correct.
will change
but it's
that.
not.
That's the
Nothing
point.
is. Of course they won't. But nothing happens overnight because all of this
Shit,
stuff is
how long
all of
overnight
this
gonna
shit,
be?
I'm just saying all of this shit is gradual, and if we don't do nothing and just wait for them to just change, what good is that going to do?
But see, the thing
I
is,
feel like both can be true and both can be easily
it's not.
done.
It's not
Not
gradual.
Not
It's
easily.
It's
Definitely not easily, but both can be done.
But it's not gradual. It's gradual for the people that have the control to make it
So
gradual.
it is gradual.
But it's not to our control. Like he said,
It also doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be
because if Tyler Perry said right now that
Of
he's
course, it
stopping
doesn't
the
have
production,
to be, but that's most likely what it would be.
But see, the reason it's gradual is because those that really want to make the change don't have that power. And so, like Gary said,
but I'm just saying, that why would you sit and not do nothing and wait?
But no, the thing is, it's
When
not.
they're not doing
It's a
nothing.
lot of
They're
people
creating
and wait
this
for them
content.
to
But it's a
like.
lot of
that's the
people
content that
creating
makes it
content.
in,
But
and that's
the
why people are
that's what I'm
upset.
saying.
I understand
That's what
that,
we're
and I understand all of that, and I agree. I'm just saying, we also have a responsibility and a duty
But see,
as well at the same time.
the only reason I'm
simultaneously.
gonna disagree with you.
Personally.
Only reason I'm gonna disagree
'cause
with
that's
you with
kinda like
that
saying, like,
is you're saying that there
it's like-
aren't people
it's
that
like all
aren't
lives
doing it.
mattering.
Yeah, it's like it's the only reason,
Definitely not that.
again, I respect your point. Only reason I'm gonna
Yeah.
disagree with that is because there are people that do make that content. It's just that, like you say, the gradual. It's a snail. Because again,
They're
like
not
I
going to
said,
stop making the content.
I know they're
So
not.
that's who those people. That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but
I'm
see,
just saying it's
but the
unfair
way you're
to
saying,
kinda
the way you're saying
present
it
it the way
is,
you're
the way you're
saying
saying it
The
is
people who are making the content currently right now, they're going to continue to make it. No,
correct.
Okay,
But see, I can't.
Those are the people that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people.
But see, the way you're making it sound is it's like they're you want
Like it's more on them
it's more
than the
on
people
them
that are in power.
that- yes,
And
we need to
don't
make-
agree
Never
with
said
that.
that.
But that's
I
how you're
just
presenting
said-
it. That's what
I
we're saying.
just said both are necessary.
But then you
I
said that the
started
people in
with
power won't
saying-
change
I started
anything.
with
So then,
saying they're not going to on their own volition.
okay, so then you're saying that it's more on the people that
No,
are.
I'm not. I never said it's more on. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not going
No,
to
she
put
said it's
all.
equal.
I'm just saying
Okay.
I'm not going to put all of my tokens and bet all of my money on them to do it.
Oh.
So therefore,
See, this is the difference.
both is necessary. I never said we are more responsible. I never said that. That
No.
doesn't even make sense. We didn't create the problem. So I'm saying, yeah, we should continue to do these things that we're doing. And yes, they need to also make it possible for us to continue to do the things that we're doing, which is trying to, make a better narrative for the Black community as a whole. So I'm agreeing with y'all. Y'all just saying stuff that
No,
I'm not saying.
I'm okay.
No,
I'm gonna say
yeah, it was kind of the way you said it.
Yeah,
at
it's the
first.
way you said it. That's why I
kinda
said I
presented
disagree
it in a
because
way
I'm like
that- yeah.
I'm not finna put it on the people
That's
that
just
are
how I
creating
started. I'm gonna say that's
Then
how
you
I
can't blame us.
No, I just started with, just because I didn't say it was their responsibility first doesn't mean that I don't think it's their responsibility at all. I just started with us. I'm just saying it's us too. Yeah. You brought up them. Yeah. Didn't disagree. That's very true.
Okay, well,
Both is true. And both need to happen.
Only reason I disagree is that I put more the onus on those in those power positions to take that step to, like Gary says, going.
Well, they have to because of the positions that they're in. So how can you disagree when the people are still going to continue to do what they're doing?
You put it equally.
People are still going to continue to do what they're doing, though, right?
I get it, but listen,
so
Candace,
then how is that different?
I don't make it equally.
Right.
I do it 70-30.
Right.
I know that.
Candace.
Candace, you're not listening.
All right.
Because he's literally saying, whatever you're saying, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with 50-50.
And I also
think
agree with
70-30.
I also agree
But
with
so
Mike.
my question to you is, what is it that the people are supposed to be doing to lessen what they're doing?
Why are you
The
removing
people-
20%?
I'm removing it from
because
them
it's more
to
it's
the
more
people in
on the people in
position.
power.
Are they going to like
They're
do less
responsible.
work? Like what are they
No,
supposed
see,
to do?
I think this is the way
Yeah,
you're
I don't-
thinking.
yeah, I
I get. No,
don't
I
know
get.
what
It's
you're
about
talking about.
responsibility.
I don't
You're
talk about-
putting
Yes,
more
right.
she's
responsibility
putting on
the
what the
people in
work they're
power.
going to do. No, because they're
No.
not going to stop doing less work.
No, right.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
we're not talking about
I'm
work. We're
saying
talking
the
about
onus
who's
on the
it- who
people
is it on?
presenting it. See, the onus is I'm putting more onus on the people
Got
in
it.
power. And
Okay.
that.
Got it. No, I literally got
She
it.
understands
Oh,
it.
okay.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
here.
Did that not seem
I
abrasive?
swear to
Okay,
God, I
okay,
did. I was like, no, like because that's what I was trying to say. I get the confusion where she's saying
Got
the
it.
work being done. I'm like, no, the work
Right.
won't stop. I'm just
Right.
not gonna put people that are trying put it on them. Like I got to when there are people
as
in
equally
as
as
equally.
people who are already
Yes,
there.
that's all I was saying.
Right.
That's
Got it.
all I was saying.
That's-
I
So-
hear you.
Right.
So,
Same
to,
thing. We got here, guys.
but yeah, that's my thing. That's why I say with money and image, where because it's like
We
we
said 70-30.
yes.
Interesting. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep.
So
We can agree to disagree. It's
I know
okay.
that's cool.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
I got no problem with it. Pound me up. Hey. So, but last topic I wanted to get to, like, so I guess it's like a play thing. So what is black? Like what
It's a loaded
what's
question. And I hate when people ask
But give
that.
your opinion. Just give it's.
That's my opinion. It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question. Okay, one
You
thing,
literally will not get the same answer from one person.
and that's why I asked.
That's my answer.
Oh, okay. Well, to me, black is first of all, black is not a race. It is not a nationality. It's just a color. It is a racist term white people came up with during the 40s and 50s to include European people that were immigrants coming in to give them, the immigrants that was already in America, power over black people. So black is not a nationality. So, but in America, we use that term. So for me, when it comes to black, I look at a lot of perseverance, creativity, but more so just, a sense of moral unity. You know what I'm saying? Cause what I did like the most with the Black as Fuck show, with Black as Fuck, was that the camaraderie amongst with the black community he was dealing with, with them and stuff like that, and especially with the yesterday, like with Teddy Riley and Babyface, like crashing Instagram with 3 million viewers. Like, I feel that our culture, our influence is so strong, and our creativity and our unity, where I think we're doing it step by step, but it's like, and myself included, pushing to where we exclude looking for others to accept our work and let our work be accepted by others.
We have to do that, but in the same breath, we also have to not be taken advantage of, because that's what happens. As you can see in our history, we get our stuff stolen and then they claim it is theirs, even though we were the inventors of whatever it may have been.
It's different.
And so I'm just saying, I agree. I'm just saying you're right. That's all. I'm just agreeing with you. That's all. I was just giving an example.
Oh. Well, see, I don't like this because it's hard for me to say like go with like stolen, because there's certain circumstances where people are like they had no power with it. Like it's like
Well, most of the time they didn't. Not in the
I don't
past because they didn't have a
So it's
say.
like, I feel like, well, I get what you're saying. The only reason I wouldn't say stolen because it's like, damn, it's like, okay, maybe it's
taken
me.
advantage of.
Yeah, it's me being like a nigga, like, man, give me your shit. It's like, damn, I really ain't got no choice type of thing. Like, I always look at like record, like with sports when like.
No, I'm talking about the white masses taking stuff from us and calling it theirs. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I had a brain fart. I got
What
you.
you talking
but,
about?
yeah, no.
Items being stolen or thought.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about in every aspect of life. There's been an instance.
I think, and the thing is, I think it happens to be stolen like that is because of diversity.
No, because of oppression and racism.
Definitely oppression.
I think, I mean,
Not
it happens,
diversity.
but I think it gets deeper because of diversity.
What
No,
do you
nothing
mean?
gets
I don't-
stolen because of diversity.
Diversity
No,
is a
no.
positive.
Things get no. I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. It's not a negative.
saying?
He's not saying that. He's basically saying because the drive for more diversity is what gets black ideas taken and then warped into diverse things.
No, the oppression
for
gets
me.
it taken, but diversity pushes it where
Right.
it be.
But I also disagree with you with
I
that
don't
because basically what it is more so the fact that it's still driven by racism. It's not really driven
They
by
want
diversity.
No.
What you see is
Okay, I
diversity.
get what you're saying.
What you're
I get what
seeing
you're
is
saying.
actual
Presented
diversity.
as-
I get what you're saying.
Not even presented, honestly, because what you're seeing is actual diversity. Regardless of whether she's light skinned or not, or whether he's light skinned or not, it is a black person in this show. So the thing is that is there a now? Are we tired of this diversity? Which was the point of our episode, and that was my whole point with what I was
We
saying.
need
is
other
that
types
exactly
of
now
diversity.
after we got that one, we got to speed
Can you
up.
be black as
See,
fuck
this
with diversity?
is why I see it's
Yes, you can.
That's like
Black being that is the diversity.
We have
having
a-
a show full of dark chocolate black people with
You
their own
never
experience that you
see
haven't
that.
seen is a diverse show.
and
That is
they
totally
and they
by
would call
definition.
that and they would
You
call
don't
that
have to have
racism.
pepper, right.
They would call that
exactly.
racism
Or-
if it's a bunch of dark ass people. But if it's a bunch of beige people, no one's gonna say anything. Not one thing. But if it's a bunch of dark people,
Well, hold on. No, they will. Just it has to be a different show. It has to be a different show because you can have a full chocolate.
Oh, I'm not
cast.
talking about
You
Black
can
as
have a-
fuck.
you
I'm
can
just
have a
talking
full
about-
chocolate cast if it's The Wire.
I'm just talking about.
You can have a full.
I'm
you
just
can
talking
have-
about
you
in
can have a
general.
full-
I'm just talking
I
about
know,
in general,
But
not the
that's why
show.
I'm just making another point. I'm not. Yeah, I'm agreeing.
But see,
with you.
I don't
But I'm
agree with
saying-
that. I don't think you could because they would sneak in, a high yellow love interest, or they would sneak in like
No. See, and that's what I'm saying. You aren't getting what I'm saying. I'm saying
You said they would have an all black cast in The Wire.
He's saying the type of show would.
Slow down. Golly.
I got what you said.
Thank you. So
Well,
I'm saying, God dang, you didn't make me.
Basically, depending on the show, it would dictate
what they call diversity because you can have the all black cast and it happens, but I'm saying it's always a show like The Wire, or it's always a show where you're showing those more chocolate people in a different quote unquote hood type of situation. Like even look at All American, even with All American, wow, we're using Tay Diggs and we're using this guy, he's pretty chocolate, and then we're using
Look at
the
all the
light
women.
skinned Quincy looking dude as the one
only
from
chocolate-
the suburbs and everything. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how it is. And it's like you can have chocolate people in your show, but they're gonna be in a chocolate situation.
They're
you
gonna
feel
be
me?
men.
And exactly.
And the only chocolate woman in that show is a lesbian that's kind of like, she's not feminine.
right.
The women
or she's being taken advantage of in some way.
So like,
no,
you always see the same formula.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
for
so
sure. And we need some diversity.
You can have
in that area.
we have had all different versions of black people in media, but the issue is that it's always the stereotype for that part of diversity in our community, and that's the issue, is that you don't have to, just because they're light skinned doesn't mean they're gonna they're the savior, or that just because they're chocolate doesn't mean that
they're
they've
the
been through some
villain,
shit,
or
they're
they've
the
been through some
villain. Yeah,
shit.
it's like that's my issue, is that those can be switched. That can happen differently.
But see, even when they are switched, it's like it's almost like a double-edged sword, because it's like when you don't have the darker man playing the villain.
I know what you're about to say.
You know
I
what I'm
got a
saying?
good- I got a good point,
It's
though.
almost like a loaded. It's like
No,
It's
no,
like
no,
you
no.
use
That's our
or you
image.
lose.
But that's our
it's not.
image.
No, it's
That's
not.
what's
You know
our
why?
not portrayal
No.
and what we see.
The issue is not that it's loaded, because what happens is when it's flipped, the issue is that it's always the same situation. Think about it. When it's flipped and it's a light skin, it's always the same story. Just like when it's the chocolate guy, it's always the same story. When you have a Tyler Perry movie and the light-skinned guy is the savior, it's the same story as all the ones where he's the savior. And it's the same story if it's the flip side. And so that's my thing, is that there's never a different type of... Here, if we want a light-skinned villain, make him a spy. Make him the bad doctor in the hospital that's trying to keep, women out of the ER. If he's light-skinned guy, make him the crooked architect that is buying and selling, and muscling people out of the neighborhood.
Coming up with storylines.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say that they give Idris like a little bit of everything, but Idris is British, which I think gives him, because if he was American, I mean, but I guess Will Smith. No, I'd say Will Smith, Denzel.
But my issue,
and
with
maybe
Idris,
a few other people,
we had this talk,
would be the only ones that could like do villain and
right.
Well, I don't want to get too far off. We got to end this up, but I do want to say we can have black as fuck diversity. Diversity isn't black, white, yellow, red. It's just a difference within a community. Okay.
They express all these diversities amongst white people.
Diversities, that's a word?
Yep, diversities amongst the white communities and their communities, Hispanic communities and theirs, Asian. But us, we get stuck with the
They
same
had Michael Pena lead the movie Extraction. What was it? I think it was called Extraction or something like that on
He's
Netflix.
Coming up.
And it was aliens. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that.
You would never see a black actor pinned with a movie at that with that sort of height as far as advertising that they did for that. And it's not, it's not to say that, I'm upset at other communities. Not that. Yeah. But they are definitely seen as leading when it comes to those different types of stories than black people are, by far.
Hey, we going to keep creating. We going to keep making stuff. We just have to, and this is for my black people. I don't care about everybody else. They're going to think what they think. Understand we are a diverse group of black people. You got a poor ass black. You got a rich ass black. You got that average black. You got a cute ass black. You got an ugly black, a fat black skin. We have so much. You know what I'm saying?
Ghetto.
Physicalities.
But most importantly, support, and just quit looking like, do not give comparisons and try to compare us with white or other, because we're not,
or other black people.
And stop stop thinking that if it's not your experience that it doesn't exist.
Invalidated.
Facts. I had to learn that.
And that you can't see a black person doing something that you never thought they could do. Just accept it, because you don't question Tom Cruise when he's flying all over the screen or whatever. So it's
they don't question white people when white people are doing quote unquote black things either.
Right. Yeah,
they never
either
question
that.
it.
Right. It doesn't matter. Like I said,
but let us step outside of our little hood box. It's like,
I mean, people had an issue with Jamie Foxx being cast in Stealth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he don't fit. Like, why not?
Why?
Well, there's black fighter pilots. Who do you think the Tuskegee Airman was?
Fuck them. So
don't do that.
We're finna get up out of here right quick. And again, fuck them. We are the culture. We are the best. We create.
Social media life would be dry without black people.
We create life for people to live. You know what I'm saying? Also, TikTok racist as hell. But we finna get up out of here. Of course, I got my man to the right,
Mr. Gray,
and the lady of the couch,
Candace Joy,
and the videographer with the most.
Brat.
I like that. Brat. What's your favorite color, Brat? Well. I have a diversity of colors, you know.
You heard?
As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, LFTC Podcast, Twitter, LFTC_podcast. For our people that can't see but they can hear, we're on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. We up out of here. It's your boy MP. Yes, sir.